What my parents, as a real Norwegian, what they taught me was that what happened yesterday doesn't define tomorrow. And that's out of every background. What are you going to do next? That's the question. What are you going to do next?
Welcome to Kalliomäki Podcast, exploring entrepreneurship, society, and well-being. Subscribe now to stay updated on our latest episodes.
So everybody, welcome to Kalliomäki Podcast Live. This is Kalliomäki Podcast Global, a new channel we are just starting to bridge the gap between the Finnish and international communities, all residing within the Finnish borders here. And today we are talking about networking. Maybe you don't have a job, maybe you don't have sales, maybe you have a company that doesn't grow, or maybe you feel like you're not growing. And the answer to all this is to get out of your sofa, stand up, and walk to the next Verkostovoima event. And today, speaking with me about this very interesting topic of networking in Finland, as a Finnish person or as an international person, whichever you are, we all need to network. And today, talking with me about this is TIMO AVDO. TIMO, a warm welcome to the show. We already discussed 1 hour in Finnish, but let's go. I'm ready to rock to talk 1 hour about networking with you in English.
Thank you, Tuomo. It's my pleasure to be here today. I'm super excited. Actually, there's a while that I have been doing stuff in English because I used to work in global tech company, so on, travel the world, and English was many years the number one language. But now I'm excited. A bit nervous, but excited.
When you were a student in school, let's say in junior high or around those years, in your youth, how was it English language to you? Was it like in the comfort zone or was it something that was hard in school?
It was kind of a comfort zone because my father, he speaks, or he used to speak 12 different languages. So basically at home, when they moved to Finland, we needed to, of course, learn Finnish, number one. Then when we went to school, Swedish and English. And also we watched a lot of movies. We, in my youth, also played some video games, so on. So it was always like a conversation in English. And then when I started to work, big of my background is in a bigger corporate companies where the speaking language has been English.
And were you residing in Finland or abroad when you worked in these tech companies?
In Finland, but traveled a lot abroad also.
Yeah, so that's something that's similar to me, because I used to work in Muurame, in a company called HK Instruments, which was our family company, started at my dad's garage. But
Nice.
that actually went really close to the founding. It went to export to Sweden and actually to Brazil. So,
Wow.
so fast in the first couple of years, almost. And over the years, it became 80% export company in Muurame. This is like a 10,000 people town next to Jyväskylä in the middle of Finland, almost middle of nowhere. But it was completely international company. So actually for me, networking in English is actually maybe, I have 10 years of experience of that.
Yeah.
And 1 or 2 years in the end of my career at the HK Instruments, I had some experience in networking in Finnish with the Finnish customers, which were a minority in my company. So it's great to warm up again this English language for me too.
Yeah. It's nice.
And you've just had your first event as Verkostovoima. Verkostovoima is a new company which is focused on genuine networking. This is not Finnish people taking booze and everybody partying.
Yeah.
This is more close to fun and games and activities and smaller tribe maybe in the beginning with similar values. And then you're building up this community from there. So you have your first event, so I'm not gonna throw you under the bus and say that you need to be 100% in English in the next event. But what do you think? How could you integrate English language to your events and pull in the international community living in Finland?
This is actually a really good question, to be honest. We have thought about it, and also I have had some talks with different cities, for example, Vantaan kaupunki, and a few others, but to mention some. And there is a many people in this area looking their own community to come and to build their network in Finland. It's actually quite a big problem at the moment that the foreign people, they don't have the same access as the Finnish people networking in Finland, because if the event is on Finnish, then obviously there is not people who don't understand it. For example, in my last event, actually I had one person, one out of 150, one person was like, hey, my Finnish not so good, but I'm here because I heard that I need to build my confidence, I need to build my trust to myself, and I need to be able to network with people because I have these kind of future hopes. I want to grow in my business. I need new customers. And overall, maybe I would also like to have some new friends. It was nice that even though he didn't understand everything what the speakers or people are saying, he tried his best, and it gave a thought that in the future, how could we build this same like for them, but also mixed? Really good question.
You know, the Finnish community also is not completely in comfort zone having an all English keynote speech or all English event. So in my mind, it somehow has to be a mix. It has to be some kind of flexible mix. Maybe some speeches could be given in English, or maybe there could be some kind of simultaneous translation. You know, our friend from who we know from LinkedIn, at least that's where I knew him first. Jan has done this simultaneous translating as a side business.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something that's one possibility. Maybe some speeches could be in different languages. But as we discussed on the Finnish broadcast just 1 hour ago, in your events, it's not really about the speech.
Yeah.
It's about the people.
Yeah.
The folks who give the speeches, they're there for the whole evening.
Yes.
As visitors, as networkers, sharing their ideas and asking people about their ideas.
Yeah, I think in Finland or overall in the world, but let's now talk about Finland. We have a lot of events that are mainly focused on what's happening on stage and what's the reason what's happening on the stage, why people are coming there. They're coming here to listen or to learn from somebody. 1, 2, 3, 4 keynote speaker, that's it. Then you have the networking time there, but mainly people are only networking with people they already know. So it's kind of a poor networking, to be honest. If you come to an event, you have 100 people there, but you only talk to few people, but you actually already know them from somewhere. And actually, that was the reason why we wanted to build Verkostovoima, and we wanted to build a concept which is purely upside down, which means that the visitor is actually the main star, and actually the keynote speakers are just supporting the whole theme, the whole feeling of the evening and of the event.
Absolutely. And a quick reminder to our live audience, you can drop in your city or town or hut, wherever you are located. If you're in Antarctica in a hut, drop that in the comment section. I want to know where you're listening to us. And now, since this is in English language, it could be that we have actually a quite international audience also. And you can ask any questions from Timo about networking or from me. I'm here also to answer any questions, but you always have me. So ask Timo. And to folks in Instagram too, There's, by the way, Verkostovoima is here saying, "Go Timo, go Verkostovoima." So I can see your comments there. Janne, I can see you too. You can't see me, but I can see you on the Instagram. So drop comments about networking. Please do it in English language because I'm not gonna do the simultaneous translation from Finnish to English in my mind, but I can read out your comments regarding networking. So let's talk a little bit in general about the international community in Finland. Of course, folks have different dates when they arrive to Finland and different backgrounds. There's a huge variety of people coming in 1 year ago or 10 years ago. How much do you know people? How many of people from this international community are in your network already? And what in general are now the, let's say, pain points there? What things are they looking for to upgrade where networking could be the answer?
Yeah. I had a customer, a city, which I supported their foreign people to build network in Finland and how to use LinkedIn on networking or finding a new job or branding themselves. And big problem here is that many foreign people, they are not using, for example, social media same way as Finnish people. And it might be scary maybe for them because actually it takes more courage from them to come in an event where everything is, for example, Finnish speakers, everything is on Finnish, and you don't even speak the language. So as I have learned, I would say that we want, of course, in the future to support that also and find some solution, because as time goes, I know that different cities and different institutions will ask how you could provide your concept, what you do in Verkostovoima, in our society or in our place here with these people, and how we could mix and so on. And I would say that if now somebody who lives in Finland and they are thinking, okay, I need Finnish friends or I need Finnish customers or whatever I need to be, but I don't speak the language, I would say that remember where your roots are from and trust them and just go out and find the people, because there is variety of forums where you can go.
And one thing that I came across on LinkedIn is actually disappointment on some events. And I believe these are sort of these official events where there's maybe pressure on the Finnish government side to get things done and integrate people. But what I came across was a real disappointment that it seemed to me that the experience was that these events were more maybe for the Finnish people to feel good about themselves, that yeah, we are doing a government initiative. But the folks who went there didn't feel like it actually made it better, made the chances better to actually get a job, to actually get a network. So what would be some really concrete things that you could promise that somebody who arrives with in good faith and with good attitude to your event as a foreigner in Finland, what could you concretely promise that separates you from this kind of events where there is actually maybe wasn't so genuine networking available, at least in their experience?
Yeah, I think I want to promise that the feeling that you are not part of the evening, you wouldn't feel that, meaning that you would feel a part of everybody. Because actually Finnish people are really nice, they are really kind, trustworthy, and they are not only thinking themselves. So I think that our way of building our events and what kind of atmosphere we have there, I think it gives you a better understanding what kind of regular Finnish people actually are. It might give you a good perspective on your like daily life and what kind of people you meet, what kind of attitude they give to you, what kind of atmosphere they transfer to you. I think it's good to like go out from that box, try some other box. And I understand until today there wasn't any other place to go, but I think now there is, and of course we want everybody to feel warmly welcome. Of course, so far the speakers and everything is on Finnish. That's true, and of course, as we grow, we need to consider multi-language things. But that's not the key that people who don't speak Finnish they couldn't come, or that they couldn't, for example, translate what the descriptions mean, so on, so on. Yeah.
And the next event, as we discussed on Finnish side of the broadcast, is about success.
Yes.
But we're not talking about Lamborghinis and private jets.
No.
At least not only that. We were actually talking a lot about things like genuine connections, things like family, things like vision and mission and values and real communities. And you talked about little bit about certain feeling that you can get in life that is success. So could you also describe to our English audience, English speaking audience, a little bit about your definition of success?
That's a good question, and I have thought a lot. What is my definition on success? And I think that I know my definition of success is that I am able daily to get up from bed and decide myself from which person or from which one I want to have my day on, what kind of work I want to do, where I want to go somewhere, like what do I want to do. If I have the ability to do whatever I want to do, of course, inside the law, obviously, that I am able to do. That's my definition on success, because it makes me happy that I have the freedom to decide what's good or bad or not for me.
So a really entrepreneurial attitude about independence. And this is actually something that I notice in the international community in Finland. A lot of people may get disappointed that they can't penetrate the Finnish corporations. Of course, there are corporations that you can get to, but a lot of people, they feel left out and they go to pursue the entrepreneurial dream that you just mentioned, to be able to have their own business. Maybe it's a barber shop, maybe it's a restaurant. And I see a lot of these entrepreneurial international folks in Finland right now.
Yeah, and I think actually, yeah, they say that Finnish isn't a racist country, but we are not talking about racism today. But regarding something on the like really old habits, the way of thinking, I think if you take a look the positive side, because everything has a positive side also, it actually push you more towards your dream. Because, for example, I know a ton of foreign people who own restaurants, who own bars, who own barbershop, and always when you ask them, how did you do this? They say, well, I tried to apply this, or I tried to do this and that, but it was really hard. But still I had this my own dream, and I started to pursue it. That.
A little bit about a difficult topic that you mentioned there, but I think that in Finnish history, we have this 5 million people country, and we've sort of been the ping pong ball between Russia and Sweden, and they've each been just giving us some nudges over hundreds of years, and maybe there wasn't that much wealth in Finland. A lot of people have died in starvation, even maybe 200-300 years ago. So that's not so distant. So it's been a country that really needed guts to survive. But what did we have in Finland? We knew that if there is a guy who has a Finnish name, maybe Swedish name, because it's sort of bilingual here. But if we know that the name is a Finnish name, and it's not for example, the Russian rulers of the time, we could honestly know that we can trust that person. It's in the very high statistics that Finnish people and people in Finland have a huge trust in people who have been the ping pong ball between these two big countries. So I think it comes from that far. And I wouldn't view it necessarily as racism, although that's also, I'm not denying that it exists also in Finland. But it's like a huge competitive advantage in certain job-seeking situations that you have this sort of Finnish trust. Even in LinkedIn, 70% to 90% of Finnish people will accept a cold connection. But if you look at the Americans, it's 10% to 20% to 30% that they accept each other's cold contacts. Yeah. I don't know. What do you make of this? It's pretty weird country.
I mean, I think that overall, I'm thinking that we should nowadays maybe more just being on a topic that how human are like working or how humanity works, and the basic rules are still the same. So I think we should more be focused on that. And I have always said to my like Finnish friends, if you came across in a situation where you see a foreign and he needs support or help or whatever, grab them with you. But same I say to foreign people that if you see some opportunity, just go, ask, don't waste it. Like don't get your mind twisted around it because it's really easy. At the same time, for example, let's say the Favicon report where we have all these influencers from Finland regarding LinkedIn and all the business side. I'm the only foreign in the list of top 10.
Your name is half foreign and half Finnish. Your first name is Finnish and your surname is foreign. So do you are you referring to that on the Favicon list that every other surname is basically Finnish?
I'm referring to that I have the similar rights as every Finnish. I was born here, but every foreign people, they have the same. Well, not the same, but they could try to proceed on a similar if they want something, they have their ways also to do. But what I have understand that maybe the background it's not the same, which actually also can cause problem on doing things. But then again, I think that no matter it's our event or whatever event it is, I think it's really important that overall people, especially non-Finnish speaking people, that they should go out from their comfort zone and try to build what's theirs to build.
Exactly. And when I mentioned that can be in certain situations some competitive advantage in having 100 years of family history bound with people with same names, that doesn't mean that there aren't competitive advantages in being a foreign person in Finland. For example, in my company, our employee base was multi-ethnic, our customer base was multi-ethnic, but we all shared the same values: family, friendship, and basic human needs. Yeah. So we had really the best of both worlds. We could all shine where we had our expertise. By the way, I also had certain niches of people that I was maybe more the salesman who had a similar culture as some customers. My brother had similar culture to some customers, and then we had everybody from their own ethnicities, which could maybe find a language link to some countries. So everybody's got some advantages. I think the thing is that we shouldn't really compare. We can compare a little bit, but then we should all forget it. What if I'm not the tallest salesman? I can see a scientific report. If you're 2 meters tall, you'll probably sell more than if you're 177 centimeters tall, like I am. But should I focus on that, or should I just go out, meet everybody else, and bring my best competitive advantages to your use?
I mean, background is background. Cannot hide it. But what my parents, as a real foreigner, what they taught me was that what happened yesterday doesn't define tomorrow. And that's out of every background, like nature or whatever context. It's just, what are you going to do next? That's the question. What are you going to do next? And it doesn't matter if Finnish, non-Finnish, speak, you don't speak, where you're from, whatever. That's not the main topic there. If you share the same values, if you share the same mission as the rest of the people, then you can, of course, you can go and thrive and try to work on your dreams, so on. So yeah.
Exactly. And for example, just a practical thing from my side, I'm now searching international people living in Finland who are willing to learn LinkedIn. So I'm gonna start doing workshops. I already do this for Finnish-speaking folks who I meet with Finnish content on Kalliomäki podcast. But now with this Kalliomäki Global, I plan to seek out the international community. And one of the first things that I would like to partner with people who come from with foreign backgrounds is to get to do these LinkedIn workshops, to pull them the places where we are now, that we already have the network, we know folks, we can do events, we can do podcasts, we can do entrepreneurship. So we really want to include them. By the way, just a personal ad, we do no cost. It's like a networking based coaching. So that's my offer, my practical offer to the folks. So a little bit more about Verkostovoima.
Yep.
You actually had a LinkedIn company page that grew really fast.
Yeah.
That was like a 500 new followers in 1 month. So this is also one myth in Finland, that company pages can't grow. But you just made it happen. In a couple of months, you have 2,000. How was this possible?
Yeah, I think we have a great team behind it. Our co-founder, Wilhelmina Westerinen, she has done tremendously good job with the branding and basically with everything. Of course we are planning together, but she's still doing and putting all her knowledge into it. And actually it was fun. I saw some posts from some people who have done this like B2B marketing like many years, and then they were showing their results, what they have done to customer, and I was like, wait, what? I went to check my results. We started a company page a few months ago, and in few months we have, for example, 55K reached people, single people, 55,000 people we have reached in 2 months. And we are not like we haven't done B2B marketing 10 years. But I think what Wilhelmina, what we have done is we speak, we collaborate with the people. So we want that, because if you see how, for example, Nike, Coca-Cola, how these brands, how they made their way till today, it's that people who are using their products, they want to touch it. Coca-Cola, you can touch. Nike, you can touch, you can feel it, you can grab it, you can go sleep with it. So we want to have an interaction with our followers, with our network, with our people, so that they can have a feeling of the brand, so they can have a feeling that they are part of the brand.
Yeah, but brand is actually not logos. Brand is actually a lot more about a certain feeling. You instantly know what it's about.
Yes.
And in Verkostovoima, all the posts you make, there's this sort of warm and energetic feeling. That's the energy that I get from even from the font on your shirt. There's warmth and energy. By the way, we had a joke about that you shouldn't cover all the letters on the shirt. LinkedIn guys, go to Instagram Live if you want to know what I'm talking about. but really, the brand needs to be really harmonious. So when people go to the event, they should also feel that warm, cozy, genuine connection.
Yes.
Sort of homely feeling that we get when we look at any of Wilhelmina's or yours posts, or when we look at the logo, or when we look at the website. We talked a little bit about these partners on the Finnish side of things, but let's talk a little bit about venue, and you have a new venue that only you know for the next event.
Yeah.
But the first venue, just tell us a little bit about that. How well did it work, and the size of attendance was 150. Is that correct? Yeah. So it's a small sort of cozy event. Maybe it's similar to my West Coast Swing Dance events. That feels like you're part of one family of 150 people in one night. But for the folks who are listening and putting together their own events, what do you look for when you look at the venue? For example, now you have this new secret venue location for the next event. What are you looking for there?
Well, the event place is up on build. And I have one friend who has restaurants, and we are really happy that he is giving the spot to be the first event organizer in his place. And what we are looking is that a place where people can gather around, but also that when they find connection, I want to talk with you more, we can go a bit private. Then we have introvert, we have extrovert. Of course, we want to also consider that all the introvert people, that we should also have some good spaces for them also. And then, of course, what kind of stage we have, what kind of lights we have, what kind of technician overall we have, what kind of microphones we have, and overall, like how we can build the atmosphere, what we are chasing in this place, in this particular place. These kind of things I am looking for.
Talk to me a little bit about this introvert side of things, because I would be there. I would need a little bit of my own headspace, and maybe give me one person there I'll talk to Jan Porema, I'll talk to you, I'll talk to Teijo, maybe one at a time, two at a time at the most. That's my idea of ideal networking inside your event. So would it be something like that?
Yeah, basically, when we are having something happening on stage, we have a keynote speaker, he is speaking. Of course, we want everybody to gather around to hear the speech. After that, of course, we want that people are feeling they have space to talk about just the topic that they listened. If they want to go a bit private talk, they can go a bit private talk. Usually these kind of events, when 100, 200 people are speaking, it's a lot of noise. And only the noise can make you feel also tired. For example, it makes me feel tired, so that I would have some space to go a bit like background, but still enjoy everything. And in this new location, we have 500 square meters of place to do networking, but also we have rooms, like 40, 50 square meters per room. We have separate rooms. We have different areas located inside where we could where we can build like the places to have a smaller conversation.
What about the folks attending? You mentioned that there are most are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the sectors that they're working in? Is it like tech, or is it like marketing, or sales, or what kind of entrepreneurs? What was the general feeling that you had? I don't know if you pulled specific data, but I'm sure you had a specific general feeling of this couple of 2-3 biggest groups there.
Yeah, we went and we are going to go more deeply on humanity, meaning that, for example, the badge what we had, there is only your name, but there is not the company where you are working. So basically, for me, it's now a bit hard to say what tech company or not tech company, maybe more what kind of people. And the thing which was uniting them all was that they are here because they want to find new person into their life. They're here because they want to grow their skill of networking, and they're here because they want to also, of course, enjoy and have some new experience into their life. And usually, if you think we have still like now the ticket is 49 euros early bird price, but we are going to have this like dynamic pricing, which means that in the next 6 weeks it will go until 129 euro, meaning that of course the ticket price will make adjustment that who is there, who is not there. So if you pay 129 euros, already you pay something, then you are invested in it. And that kind of people are there who understanding the value of networking, and they have ability to invest not only money, but their time and themselves.
Exactly. On Nordic Business Forum, I always took this super early bird price if I went. So that's my advice to folks, that it's best to take it when it's early on. Then you can forget about it and just go to the event when it's time, and you get it in a better price. By the way, we have a comment from Pasi. Pasi says, I have a business idea how AI could help on events to be more multilingual. I wonder what that's about, because Pasi is AI and automation manager. Pasi Örn from LinkedIn. You probably come across on his posts on
Yes.
some AI tech.
Yes, I have to actually talk with Pasi, and we are thinking that could we on the next event could we use AI to have some kind of top 10 things you should remember on this speech.
Yeah.
And maybe could the same AI do top 10 things to remember from this speech? And here is some post ideas.
Yeah.
So on.
That's actually really practical.
So that we could help like people learning and giving them what's the key things, so that when they go home, they would have something.
That's a great idea. So, and by the way, on the last event, after the last event, I noticed a search in LinkedIn video posts. So you also did there some of these practical, encouraging or pushing people forward. So when they went home from the event, they didn't just go to the sofa for 72 hours. After that, I noticed that people are taking videos and saying the name TIMO AVDO made me do this.
Yeah.
So what was that practical workshop that you had people do after us?
In my speech, I promised to deliver deliver the way I lead my own work. And leading your work means also that you have to have some kind of you have to have, what's the word in English? Tavoitteet, goals.
Goals.
You have to have some goals, and everybody they have this one dream, but they are scared to take the first step. So on my speech, I told a lot of examples how I have been taking the first step. Just let's go a few years back on time, and somebody would say to me, Timo, come to a podcast. We are doing it live, all social media channels in English. I would probably say, hell no, not coming. Not in a million years, not coming, because I would have 10 reasons why I am not good enough. And there I said that I want everybody to calendar time next morning, half hour, where they only think, what is it? And then schedule in a 1 week what they're going to do about it. And then after 1 month, what they have done. And that I will be asking what they have done. And since I want to bring value to me, we as a company want to bring value to our visitor. It's not only, for the most, it's not only what happens in the event, but it's also what's happening between, before and after. And something is that I want to encourage them to take the first step. And for example, with this video challenge, that you need to take a video of yourself and say one thing what you are liking about yourself. If you think Finnish people, it's really hard to like, for me, they don't know me, but it's really hard to go front of the camera and say one thing you are liking about yourself. Nevertheless, to go for the first time front of the camera and say something good about yourself. And what I saw, there was tens of people
Yes.
that did this. And I think that that's something value what we as a company are bringing to people's everyday life. We are supporting them to take the first step into something what's meaningful for them. That's also the way we want to build trust between the audience.
But that actually, here is a place where the events and the living network in the social media platform, our LinkedIn, is actually a really great combination. Because whereas in the normal event, maybe you have even a year between, and you don't really connect with the folks who were at the event, who are the thought leaders and the movement leaders. But here, it's just you're one DM away from me if I come to your event, and then there is maybe 3 months or something around that, and there's going to be a new event. So I can't really fall that far from you and from the ideas that we got together with in the event. I'm not that far from the movement, so that's actually a great idea. And also, folks are getting some peer support, because I wasn't part of the event, but I saw many of those posts. So for sure, they're gonna see each other's posts and your posts about this topic. So it's great.
Yeah, and like we have this Finnish saying, tyhmyys tiivistyy joukossa. In English, it's like stupidness will grow on a group.
Yes.
So how about if we put it like this, that the good can grow in a crew? Like
Exactly.
and it works both ways. So I am more on a positive, yes attitude minded person. And my personal goal as Timo Avdo is that whenever people see my profile picture or they see my name, I am reminding them of that they can be whoever they want to be, and they can succeed if they just want to. And I am here to just remind them that it's possible to you. I want to be the positive reminder and supporter.
Exactly. And a reminder to folks on LinkedIn and Instagram, I can see your comments live here, and you can drop some comments. We still have some minutes left of the broadcast. And Nijo is saying, Hyvä Timo, and putting a bicep symbol on Instagram. So go Nijo. So we've discussed about the event, the venue, in general the position of international folks in Finland, and this combination of events and the network. So what about the network? What kind of people, what kind of messages would you like to receive? For who are you trying to network with right now? Are you networking mainly with people in Finland, or are you also reaching abroad? Or are you specifically targeting the folks who would be interested in coming to the networking event in good faith? What's in your mind when you log into LinkedIn nowadays?
This is a really good question. And to be honest, I don't have an answer right away because we are also learning like daily where to go, what to do, with who, so on, so on. And I would say that we have like not so much time or data or kilometers behind us. But of course, like on my dreams, when I shut my eyes and think, like, where do I want this to go? I think personally me, it's not a company statement. Personally me, I want to I want to go everywhere because I have a background story. My parents moved to Finland 32 years ago. And my father, he killed himself over 1 year ago. And if he would have the ability to network in Finland, he lived 32 years in this country. He did a lot of stuff. He raised 5 kids, 5 children, but he never had a Finnish best friend. And the question is why? Why he didn't have? Because I'm his son. Everybody can see how am I. He raised me. So why he didn't have? It's not about the friends. It's about the skill networking. And that's my, that drives me why I say everywhere. Because if everybody in Finland would learn how to network, you would have more kids, you would have more families, you would have less breakups, you would have more business, you would have more positive vibes, more positive atmosphere, and we would focus on a positive, what's really mattering things as a nation. That's what I'm trying, like in my mind, this is what I'm like thinking daily. Why he didn't have any Finnish friends? Why he did not learn networking? Because networking, it's a skill how you front people. And how you front people, you make business, you find love, you build your family, you teach your kids, they can make friends at school, so on, so on, so on.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear about the tragic story of what happened to your father, but I'm really delighted to hear how you have found meaning on your own life, and what mission to go on from now, and what we can do together to bring everybody closer together. That's actually. You just mentioned the biggest pain points of the life in the West right now, about breakups and families and amount of children and relationships. You know, in the big cities right now, the life is not actually happy. They say life is happier when you're away from the cities, but cities are the motor of the Western life. So I think you just hit the real pain points of us modern folks right now, and in the events in your network every day, you have the perfect chance to bring people together under the umbrella of this thought leadership. I'm 100% in, by the way.
Thank you.
So we are coming to close to the end of the show. And what would be the final sort of go-to call to action to folks who listen to you and want also to be 100% in?
Great. I would say network with me. You can find my name, I guess, somewhere here, and go visit our website. You can also find it through my LinkedIn profile, through my Instagram profile, through all my social media profiles. It's verkostovoima.fi. And start follow. You can DM me. We can have a coffee. We can meet. I think that this is we are in it together.
Yes. You heard it there, folks. So a big thank you to everybody who was here online on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and whoever is watching this on YouTube, come to Verkostovoima event. A huge thank you to Timo and all of the Verkostovoima movement, the company and the partners, and everybody goes to events. So thank you everybody. Kiitos Timo.
Thank you. Kiitos.